Welcome to the next episode of The Power of Youth Plus, the vertical format of your favorite show, The Power of Youth. My name is Enoch Wong. I'm from Hong Kong, China, your host of the show. We are at the campus of Capital University of Economic and Business, where finance may be a part of the curriculum, but lots of students will be managing their personal finance for the first time in their life. So we asked the students around the campus this following question: how would they spend the money? Now it's off to you now, Jackson.
Hey there, this is your friend Jackson. So what is contemporary Gen Z like the most? So how much does a university student spend monthly? I'm right here at the Capital University of Economics and Business. Let's go and figure it out. What do you spend most of your money on each month?
So
Food, you know, Chinese people have a good, delicious food. That's why sometimes when they meet you, they'll just ask you, Chipalama?
Common friends for people to ask you Trivalama, right?
Exactly. Have you eaten? Yeah.
I prefer to put it in the bank, and beside it, because I think my mother is good at investment, so I choose to put my lucky money or other things to give my mom and let her to help me to save them in the bank, and I can earn more money.
So like fitness is so important to our health. So like I spend like three days a week to go to the gym.
3 times a week?
The life of school in university is like a small branch of the society, yeah?
Basically, you means like the networking in your university is very important because it's actually kind of build up the career for you in the future.
Yes.
You have 2,000 RMB as your allowance. How much money you gonna spend?
Yeah, I think 1,900, 1,500. But basically, I can say most of my expenditure is on feeding.
Enoch, I got all of these answers and it's your turn.
Thank you so much, Jackson. I can't wait to hear what is the top answer. But now, let's take a look at this beautiful campus of Capital University of Economic and Business. Oh wow, what an amazing campus. During the campus tour, I invited 3 of my friends to this episode to discuss a little bit more about spending habit amongst Generation Z. So why do you guys all say hi to the camera? Wave.
Hi.
We want to figure out how Generation Z, particularly in your country, but also from around the world, how do they spend their money? So we asked people on your campus, the Capital University of Economic and Business, on how they spend money. Here is the top 5 answer, right? All you have to do is to guess what is in the top 5. So maybe lady first?
Yeah.
Safia, do you want to go first? What do you think is on the top 5?
I think it's food.
Food. Actually, you are very much correct. Food is number 1. So you're a big foodie?
Some kind of.
Some kind of. So, you guys been in China for some time already. So food delivery is one of the very popular way of people getting food, but also to getting bubble tea as well, right? Getting some dessert as well at the same time. Have you been using some food delivery app or food delivery services? And what's your experience with that?
It was a great experience because the delivering time is really great. You don't have to wait for food and
convenient.
Yeah, it's very convenient. I can.
Besides convenient, and any other special characteristic of this?
Cheap.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
And then I assume because there's much more choices towards that as well. Do you use food delivery app?
Not certainly, because I prefer eating from the restaurant.
You prefer eating at restaurant
canteen.
and seeing the food yourself in front of you.
And make my choice.
And you guys would be okay eating in a dormitory.
Yeah, much better.
You mentioned about Gambia, there's a lot of young people too. Sure. Does that change a little bit about the consumption habit as well? Having this convenience of technology?
Yeah, of course. Technology has played a significant role in terms of promoting convenience, time saving, and it reduces all the burden of going up and down because you can just sit and use the technology to command. The food will come up to your delivery doorstep, then you can have easy access. It also promotes consumption and the use of products in order to satisfy your wants.
And of course, it gets people to be more lazy because we don't have to walk outside
Yeah,
anymore.
sure.
But for you prefer eating at the restaurant, so that's
Of course I
okay.
do, yeah.
So maybe for you, can you guess what else is on the top 5 answers?
Cosmetics.
Cosmetic.
Yes.
I see a big smile. So yes, indeed, it is in the top 5, but it is number 5, cosmetics. Can you talk a little bit about your preference? Do you prefer to shop in person or do you prefer to shop online?
I prefer to shop online because even if it is not my size or my preferred things, but I can return the products after. And there are a lot of choice in online. I can choose everything I want on online, but in person, there are only few choices, you see.
Yeah, I think for me, I have some reservations on online because sometimes you can command something, it doesn't suit your taste.
But
so returning it might waste your time.
No,
and your
you can
resources.
return the product.
Yeah, I know,
The same
but
day
it
you
is
can
time, it's
return it
time consuming.
easily.
It takes time.
But sometimes if you decide to buy yourself, you can find the things you are going to look for. But online you have a lot of choices.
It's a very, very big market on cosmetic or hygiene product as well.
Sure.
Will you go for quality or because as student, will you go for the cheapest option? What do you guys think?
Most of the time, the middle one.
The middle, not the cheapest, not the most
Not the
expensive.
most
But
expensive.
sometimes people say is every penny is worth its value, right?
Yeah.
The more expensive, the higher quality. But for you, it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. For you, same,
Yeah,
similar.
in the middle.
Now, different for me.
Tell me.
I prefer the quality.
The quality.
I prefer to spend my money on quality and it lasts for long than just spending in intermediate or in a low quality. You can spend in low quality 1 day, 2 day, it can get spoiled or it can get finished. But when you go for the quality, it can serve you for a long time.
But as a student, it will be very difficult to save money.
I think value of a commodity is determined by the price. Because usually we say the higher the price, the higher the value, the lower the price, the lower the value. So as a person, we behave in a rational way. That is, you get the most from your limited resources. Though we don't have enough money, but I believe with the little that you have, you can maximize the satisfaction by going for the best quality of the product instead of settling for a low quality.
So what I'm hearing is that not buying things for the sake of because it's expensive, but within your price range, try to maximize, right, the value that you're buying. And with this, sometimes it matches the prices that they offer as well sometimes. Very interesting. Okay, so now it's your turn to guess what is the top 5 answer.
Transportation.
Transportation. Tell me a little bit, what do you mean by transportation?
That is movement from one place to another.
Movement from one place to another. Yeah. Well, of course, it is one of the top answer. The reason why I want to talk a little bit more about this is because in China, have you gone on some of the share bike?
Bike?
Yeah, bike.
Bicycle?
Bicycle.
Yeah, of course.
Because the share bike economy is quite big in China. It's what you call the completing the final mile, right? A lot of times, you can get a cab from one place to another, but the cab doesn't get you to the final destination.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of share bikes as well. Do you all bikes or not?
Yeah, of course.
Have you used the biking system in China? What do you think of it? How is it differ to different transportation system?
Yeah, the bike system is really great because even at night, if there is no buses at a place, you can take your bicycle and go there. So it's easy
that's important
to move.
because it's 24 hours.
Yeah, it's easy and you can't bother no one with your bicycle. So it's really
But
great.
of course, bike rides is very, very cheap. So I assume this is not what you mean by transportation. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you mean by transportation here?
Maybe using the public transportation, like the public buses, the subway, and sometimes you hire a cab. Yeah.
So we all live in Beijing. Beijing is not too big, but it is big. But also there is a lot of traffic in Beijing as well, right? So I wonder, do you guys prefer to get, for example, a cab, right? Where you can get to the destination, you don't need to change different transportation mode, or will you prefer public transportation from that?
Public transportation.
Public transportation is
Special
cheaper.
subway.
But even though it's longer, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But you still prefer public transportation?
Yes.
Yeah, I also prefer public transport because not only because of the cost But also when you enter the poetry town, you can meet different kind of people. You interact with them.
Okay.
Sometimes when I enter the bus, I saw these small Chinese kids. They enjoy seeing black people. I just say hi. They become very happy.
I know you study economics because you love the social behavior.
Exactly.
And observing social behavior in society as well.
definitely.
That's amazing. So let me go back to you. What else is in the top 5, do you think?
Maybe gloves,
Sorry?
gloves and shoes.
Clothing.
Glove and shoes. Somewhat similar. Let me see if you have any other answers.
Maybe on sport.
So this is actually
The gym?
So glove and shoes. I was going to give it to you. Fitness.
Fitness.
Fitness. Do you guys do any sports in particular? Glove and shoes. Is that sporting equipment or just in general for you?
Is equipment.
Equipment as well. Like you mentioned sports. Is there any particular sports that you do?
I play football, you know, and sometimes running around, walk and make some workout for my body fitness. But I'm not a fan of gym.
You're not a fan of
I'm
gym?
not a fan of gym.
You're not a fan of paying for gym or you're not a fan of gym?
Not even, not even paying, because we have some gym equipment in our campus and it is for free. But for me, I prefer to walk or to run or to play football. To get natural
so you
fitness.
prefer the natural environment as well.
Exactly.
You prefer playing football as well.
Sure.
So one thing that, for example, playing for sports, usually it comes with a lot of expense. You need to buy so many different equipment.
Yeah.
For you, I wonder, like, because as students, sometimes we might not have the financial capability to buy everything new. So I wonder, what's your perspective of buying or using something secondhand? Is that something that's okay for you, particularly things that you wear on your body?
For me, I think I always go for the new sport gears.
Yeah. New, you know, is for yourself, right? You know, no one else has
No
bought
one
this
else have
before.
ever used it, yeah.
Okay, for you guys, what do you
No problem.
No problem.
I'm not agree with him because nowadays we should care about environment. So I think using second-hand things is really good. You just have to clean them. If it's okay, you can wear it. If your product is okay, you can use it.
Sometimes these second-hand things are not strong. You can
If
use
they
that
are
one.
strong, if
Not-
it is
not
second-hand, it means it's strong.
Yeah, I mean, some are strong, but not all of them are strong because sometimes you can use them. You know, it might not last long compared to the new brand.
Maybe, but talking about fitness things, when you take shoes, you will see the shoes is really strong because.
So as long as it still works,
So,
Yeah.
but
that's
it
okay
cannot
for
be
you.
as strong as a new brand.
No?
I don't disagree. It can be strong, but not to my own expectation. Yeah.
So I'm hearing the keyword quality again.
Exactly,
For you, it's very, very
But
important.
if it's second-hand, that means it's quality product. So if it's quality product, you can reuse again.
So can you compare second-hand and first-hand?
Yes.
Which is more quality?
So let's see if we can get the final answer. What do you think? What else is on the table?
Maybe on education.
On education, we are at a university campus, but unfortunately, when we go around the campus, education wasn't one of the items they spend the most money on. What else do you? Let's have a guess. Yeah.
Maybe entertainment, go to see
Entertainment?
movie, yeah.
That's perfectly done because it's socialized. So going to
visit.
movies and, for example, going traveling as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
And any other, so you say going to movies, entertainment, and any other ways that you would spend money with your friends, etc. as well, besides going to movies?
Maybe tourist visiting some historical places.
Museum, yeah.
Yeah, museum
Yeah.
visiting. A lot of museums are free, but then there's a lot of different exhibitions that happen across the city and China as well. You also go traveling as well. You mentioned
Sure, yeah.
too, right?
Great.
And anything else that you do in socializing?
Just have a small party, get together.
Yeah. Small party getting together. So this gives me a very interesting. So I was doing research online before this episode. Some of the well-debated question is, when you go on a date, do you split the bill, or would you rather pay for the bill? So we have different genders here today, which is perfect. I want to hear what is your answer. Let's go through the answer first, and then we can debate about this.
I prefer pay by myself.
Pay by yourself,
Yeah.
okay? Romantic dates, right? Pay by
Yeah.
yourself, okay.
I prefer 50-50.
50-50.
Yes.
Also, Splitting the bill. And for you?
Yeah, splitting the bill.
We all split. This will be a perfect date. Okay. Because there's a lot of discussion online. For example, when someone say they have expectation on certain gender, right, to be paying for the bill comparing to the other. I wonder, is it a common norm back in your country and back in your culture, or is it splitting the bill something very similar to young people from your country too?
No,
No.
it's not like that.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
In my country, especially, women are waiting for men to pay the bill.
Men to pay the bill. Let's ask the men in this
Yeah, men pay the bill.
Yeah.
They have all the responsibility when you go for outing.
Then why do you decide to split the bill then?
In China, as a student,
Yeah. You have no dating in China. We're talking about your country.
yeah, as in a country specific, especially in my country, you know, most of the time, men are very generous. They prefer to treat the woman with kindness and love and cherishment. But when you come to China in a campus, you know, we believe like you're a student, your financial capability is not enough. So we prefer to, you know, share the bill because we are all students. We generalize each other things
So
together.
this might be the norm, but also on the internet, what we see is increasingly young people, particularly young females, they think, I don't want the male to pay for me.
Yeah,
I want to have
exactly.
autonomy. This is mine.
Yeah.
It's my choice, right? I want is I pay, I eat, right? What do you guys think?
Yeah, that is what I think.
This is what you agree on,
Yeah.
right? You don't want other part. You don't want to rely on the other part. But it's sometimes nice to be treated a meal, sometimes here and there, I assume as well. So we want to wrap up this very. I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you so much. But I want to wrap up this conversation by asking you a question that I said at the very, very beginning. Because a lot of us going into university for the first time, we're managing our own finance.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, do you have any recommendation for people watching from around the world how to better manage your finance? Because we are at the Capital University of Economic and Business. We're all experts in finance and managing money, hopefully. Any recommendation? Maybe you can start first.
Yeah, for me, I think the most useful thing is to invest your money in something you can get back your money. For me, spending your money according to your budget.
Yeah.
You should not want to impress other people at all cost. So spending according to your budget.
So, so budget is not something that we learn in managing company, but also managing our personal finance as well. For
Yes,
you?
I think I will agree on to what she said. You make your monthly plan, your budget, okay, because you need to be financial discipline. You have to estimate this particular month, how much is my spending. Though you might not be exact, but you can make some provision that, okay, I estimate that within this month, I'm going to spend this amount of money, then you cut your budget according to the number of months. If there's any emergency, then you can also fund the emergency from the extra money
So
that
you have the budget, but for you, it's having the discipline of executing that budget as well.
Exactly.
So now I'm going to crush your proposal by saying, so this month, in the month of June, it's a very big shopping festival. It's called 618. So China create a festival on every occasion to encourage spending and shopping. Shopping festival is very common in China. 618 represent the middle of the year. Somehow we create a festival for this. So there's a lot of discounts. So I wonder whether having massive discount disrupt your plan of budgeting and your discipline. What do you think? You're smiling a lot. Tell me more. How do you then uphold your budget when you have massive discount going on?
I buy only because I say this month I can buy all the things I need for the next few months. So in this month I go
So
over
there's
my
a process
budget.
of convincing yourself it's okay to buy more.
Self-discipline no more.
Self-discipline. So let's go to a self-disciplined person. How do you become?
I think with discounts, it might test your discipline in that case, because if things are very cheap and affordable, you might even buy things without having them in your plan.
Yep.
And it might end to go beyond your budget.
So this is a question that I want to end on is how do you avoid wasting? How do you avoid buying useless things? What would you do?
I think still now the budget can help, and also you have to be rational as a human being.
Yeah.
You know what you want, and you know what are the most, because human beings have different ones. Your basic needs and luxury needs. Your basic needs are the primary ingredients that you need by yourself, and you cannot do without them. So after getting the basic needs, then you can try the luxury ones.
I love all this discussion, but I have to say sometimes it's easier said than done. I really, really enjoyed this conversation about spending habits. We got to learn a little bit about your country, where you're from, and your culture, and how you think as well. So thank you so much for watching this episode of The Power of Youth Plus. I look forward to seeing you next time in the next episode. Thank you so much. Wave and say goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.